What's up, everybody? Hey, today is the first day of the rest of your life. If you're like me, birthday's coming up and be 35 years old. And I know to some of you watching that may be young, to some of you watching that may be ancient. I still feel young, right? But I also know that time is ticking. I mean, I'm not 21 anymore. I'm not 13 anymore. Time is ticking. And so I just wanted to encourage somebody today that, man, whatever that dream is that you've got up in here and in your heart, let it out. Get to work on it. You just don't know how long you have left on this earth. And so I just wanted to encourage you today, no matter what that dream is, no matter how big it may seem, you got to start somewhere. Start today. Quit putting it off. If you're trying to get into shape, don't wait till next January 1st. Just start today. You might be watching this because it's going on YouTube and it may live here forever. You may be watching this in June. It's time now. Start now. Quit waiting. You've waited so many years. Now is the time. If you want to write a book, great dream. I had the dream too. I still have the dream, and I've written 10 books. Don't wait. I'm so thankful being on this side of the dream to write my first book, to just doing it when I was 22 years old. I had no idea what I was doing. But because of that, like I have people messaging me, hey, one of your books, I want to get 65 copies for this group. I want to get 100 copies for this group. I'm like, heck yeah, dude. Because I read your book and it impacted me, and I know it's going to impact the rest of the group, and I want to share it with them. That is awesome, but if it was just a dream that lived in my head and in my heart and I never did anything about it, I wouldn't be able to impact people in a positive way. And it's the same for you. You got some kind of massive goal, some kind of massive dream. Quit letting it live in here, because eventually if you let it live in here and you don't get to work on it and you don't make movement with it, it's going to end up in the graveyard. And that's not a good place for dreams. That's not a good place for inventions. That's not a good place for difference making. Dreams to go. And so I don't know who needs to hear that today. But if you've got goals and you got dreams and you got aspirations and you're tired of just settling in every area, you're tired of being average, you're tired of being like everybody else, then do something that everybody else isn't doing, and that's working towards a dream. That's trying to live a life on purpose. That's trying to impact the world in a positive way. And so what is it for you? I don't know. But that's what's so awesome about it, is I don't know. But I know that so many of you have goals and dreams, and you're just sitting on your hands. And so if it sounds like I'm yelling at you, I am. Because I was sent to yell at you, to tell you to get off your rear end, quit hoping and wishing, and start doing something to get to those dreams. So where you are and where you want to be is a gap. The only way to close that gap is to take steps to get there. I wanted to write a book. It was a huge gap. But it wasn't until I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and wrote a little bit. I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I wrote a little bit more. The next morning I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I wrote a little bit more. By the way, I was married. I had a wife who I loved and adored. I had a full-time job that I worked at all day. I was still working out and trying to stay in shape. I had a lot going on in my world. It wasn't like I was just able to sit in my little room all day and write. No. Stuff's still going on. I still had to live a life and provide while I have this dream. So I'm not saying that you're going to just, and that's even more of a reason why you need to get to work, because you don't have all day to just sit and work on a dream. You got to do it while you can. And it's going to take little steps. So I wrote every morning. And eventually I finished. Okay, I'm stuck now. I've closed the gap a little bit. Still got a gap to accomplish my dream of having a published book in my hand. Okay, I got to publish it. How am I going to do that? Figured out a solution. Got to get a cover. How do I do that? Get a solution. And I slowly started to get there until one day the doorbell rang. I went to the door. There was a box. In the box was 100 books. You Choose How Your Choices Today Affect You Tomorrow by Russ Warren. That was my work. That was my dream. That was the dream that nobody saw at 3 o'clock in the morning on a random Monday morning. But it was my dream to have this. My dream wasn't just to get up and write. My dream was to have a published book. But I had to do the things that weren't glamorous, weren't sexy. You know, it wasn't easy. Getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning when I went to bed at 10 wasn't easy, but I had a goal. I had a dream. I had aspirations, so I had to get up and make it happen. And eventually I got the finished copy in my hand, and I became addicted to the process. What? Getting up when it's dark, there's no bright lights, there's nobody cheering your name. Not that there's anybody cheering my name now either, but it's not glamorous to get up in your pajamas and go to your writing area and write. But I had a dream. Your dream may not be to write a book. A lot of people's are, and they tell me about it all the time, and I'm like, what are you doing with it? I can help you. I publish books all the time. But it's got to start with the writing. So your dream may be different. It may look different. You may not know how it's going to go, how to go about it. But you got to get help. Ask somebody for help that's done it. Come up with a solution. Anyway, you're not getting any younger. Time's not going backwards. It's going forward. And I don't care if you feel like, oh, I'm too young, I'm too old. Quit with all that mess. You're still alive. You're still breathing. You're still hearing my voice. You got a chance to turn this thing around and go reach for the moon. Even if you were to go out trying. Go out trying to accomplish the goal that you have. Hope that helps. I'll see you on the next one.